Hey everybody, it's Bruno. Welcome back to Nerd Corner. We've been on a bit of an extended hiatus, which I just want to preface and say it's totally my fault. I'm having computer troubles, and I'm usually the guy who edits all the videos and everything like that. So, with my computer out of commission, it sort of made it a bit hard to make videos. But I have a new computer, and so hopefully we should be getting back to our regular schedule, quotation marks, if you can call it that. But we'll be back making videos on a new schedule as soon as possible. But first, I wanted to make this video both to tell you guys this information, all 5 people watching, to tell you guys this information, and to also say, be on the lookout for these upcoming videos, because we really want to start getting into more of a schedule of making these things. We want to talk about comic books, video games, all those nerd things. But without further ado, let's just get into the other half of this video, which is my opinions on the all-new, all-different Marvel Universe. So the reason this video is coming out right now, instead of, I think, 2 months ago, when the all-new, all-different started, is because, so Secret Wars was still going on at the time that the all-new, all-different Marvel started. That's a mouthful. So I wanted to wait until the end of Secret Wars to jump onto All New, All Different, and I'm very glad that I did. Because the first thing that I read from All New, All Different was Invincible Iron Man, which everybody, at least from what I've seen, everybody has been raving about it. They think it's really awesome. I'll get into my opinions about it in a minute, but the end of the first issue spoils the end of Secret Wars. So if you're thinking about getting into comics, but you want to read Secret Wars first, I would suggest you read Secret Wars before you read anything else. Or at least before you read Invincible Iron Man. Because, just because it spoils, not the whole ending, but a major point of the ending of Secret Wars. So, just once again, if you're thinking about getting into comic books right now, because Marvel has just restarted, and it's very easy to jump into DC right now as well, with the New 52 happening just a couple years ago, it's very easy to buy those trades. So Invincible Iron Man, my thoughts on Invincible Iron Man. I usually really like Bendis. So this book was written by Brian Michael Bendis and drawn by David Marquez. Let's get into the good first. David Marquez's art is great. He's really got his own style that I haven't seen another artist, I don't want to say replicate, but be like him, be similar to him. He has a very unique style, and I think it fits very well with an Iron Man comic. Everything looks very, very three-dimensional. Everything looks cartoony, but not too cartoony to where it feels childish. It's just a good art style to look at. It's just easy on the eyes. It's nice. And I can tell that this book is going to get better as it keeps going. But as of right now, I'm not a fan. I read the first issue, and I had to force myself to the end of the issue. And it was like, with a couple of Bendis's other recent works, I feel like he's just been off his game. Maybe it's just because I remember a couple months ago he had just gotten his doctorate, so maybe he was writing all these as he was also working on his doctorate. Maybe he was just swamped with work. I really admire Brian Michael Bendis for the amount of work he does and the amount of quality work that he does all at the same time. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, Bendis sucks, because he really doesn't. He's a really cool guy. I just feel like he's been off his game for the past couple months, and I'm sure Bendis will come back. He'll come back and he'll be even better than before. But as of right now, I really didn't like Invincible Iron Man issue 1. Maybe I'll jump in when the second story arc starts, just so he can get off the lull of the first story arc. But yeah, as of right now, that's just my opinion on Invincible Iron Man. I remember reading or hearing somewhere that a lot of people actually do like Invincible Iron Man. So maybe if you're a fan of Iron Man, check it out. If you're not a fan of Iron Man, I don't think it'll sway you over. That I would persuade you to go and pick up one of the other books I'm going to talk about right now. Next up, Ultimates by Al Ewing and Kenneth Rockeford. I hope I said that last name right. So the last Ultimates book before this one was called All New Ultimates, and it sort of took the Ultimates, which were this team of heroes in the Ultimate Universe, and they used to be this team that would take on problems that only the team could take on, these extravagant, world-ending problems. And All New Ultimates sort of took them down to a street level, which could have worked, but I felt like it really did not work. And I just really did not like that book. I didn't like the art, I didn't like the story, I didn't like the way that Miles Morales, my favorite Marvel character, Miles Morales was on the team, but he really wasn't. He wasn't really in the book all that much. But, that's a story for another day, All New Ultimates. But this new Ultimates book, which is just called Ultimates, it's going to be very confusing as they keep going with Ultimates. But this new book is really awesome. I love the art by Kenneth Rockeford. Again, sorry if I butchered that last name. I love the art. It's really awesome. It's sort of the opposite of the Invincible Iron Man art, but, not in a bad way. Not to say that David Marquez's art is bad, because as I said before, it's very good. But it's sort of the opposite, to where it doesn't look cartoony, and it looks, I want to say realistic, but not in like an Alex Ross kind of way, if you know who Alex Ross is. But it's it's the type of art where you can see a lot of the sketch lines, and I really like that kind of art. And I think it fits well with the story, as you'll see me say with a lot of these books. The art, there's just been a really good pairing of artist and writer in all different books. But yeah, so Ultimates, the art is really good, the story is really good. I feel like it's heading in a really interesting direction, and I can't wait for issue 4 to come out. As of right now, 3 issues are out. The first 2 are sort of their own self-contained story to get you into what the world is and how the new Ultimates team is going to work. And the 3rd issue is the start of another story arc. So I'm really excited to see where that goes, but yeah, if you're thinking about a book to get and you want a team book, I would say to get Ultimates or to get the next book that I'm going to talk about, which is All New, All Different Avengers. Like how many words can you fit into a title? But, the lengthy name aside, the book is phenomenal. It's written by Mark Waid, which, if you know who Mark Waid is, you expect everything from Mark Waid to be amazing, which this is awesome. It's written in such a way to where you can tell that Mark Waid has no trouble writing a team book. Each character feels unique and feels different, and it feels like each character is being written with the amount of love and respect that Mark Waid would put into writing his favorite superhero or to his own character. And that's something that I really appreciate when it comes to team books. And then the art by Andy Kubert and Mahmoud Asrar, again, very sorry if I butchered that name, but the art is amazing. Just the art alone, you can get a sort of sense of the characteristics and the personality of each character, which makes it even better because, that coupled with the amazing writing just adds to the personality of each of these characters. And another thing is that each of these characters they all have such a vastly different personality, but yet they're able to play off each other so well. And I think that in this book it works especially well because it's Mark Waid's writing coupled with the art of Andy Kubert and Mahmoud Asrar. It's like this book is the epitome of a good writer paired with a good artist and what that can create in terms of comic books. And lastly, I just want to talk about Miss Marvel real quick. I had heard about Miss Marvel for a while, and I had heard that, it's really amazing, that I would love it. I heard that her best friend's name is Bruno, so that makes it even more awesome. But, I knew Secret Wars was coming up, so I didn't want to jump on something just to have it be erased by Secret Wars. So I was very happy to see that it wasn't erased by Secret Wars, and that it came back after Secret Wars, starting with another issue 1. So I jumped on issue 1, and I think it's on issue 3 now. Issue 3 just came out the day that I'm recording this. Yeah, issue 3 came out the day I'm recording this. And issue 3 is also the end of the first story arc of the comic. But yeah, Miss Marvel is so awesome. Miss Marvel, like, you hear it thrown around a lot that, you know, this superhero or this comic is this generation's Spider-Man or this generation's Captain America. Miss Marvel is literally this new generation Spider-Man. I really think that if more people read comic books, everyone would love Miss Marvel the way that they love Spider-Man. In my opinion, I love Miss Marvel a lot more than I like Peter Parker Spider-Man. I've only, you know, known, quotation marks, Miss Marvel for a couple of issues now, but she's really awesome. She's quickly climbing up my list of favorite Marvel characters right now. She's not only an awesome role model for the Muslim community, because she is a Muslim, which is something that is, like, it's not swept under the rug in the book, which is really awesome. But it's also not played up as sort of like a token thing. It's just a part of her character. So she's not only a role model for that community, but she's also a role model to anyone. She's a role model to any nerd who's ever wanted to be a superhero. She's a role model to anyone who wasn't exceptionally good at school, but they were good. She's a role model to teenagers, basically, and, you know, me being one of them, I cannot say enough good things about this new Miss Marvel book and just the character in general. The writing is awesome, the art is awesome. At some points, though, the art does look a bit weird in the facial features and the way that hands look. That might just be because of the way Miss Marvel's powers work. But I'm not gonna, you know, put that against the book too bad, just because the writing is so amazing. But yeah, Miss Marvel is super awesome. Check it out. If you're wanting to get into comic books, I would strongly recommend that you start with Miss Marvel. And that's it. There are some other books that I read from the All New All Different, but I wanted to give them a couple more issues to really develop before I, you know, pass judgment on them. And there are some books for the All New All Different Marvel that haven't come out yet. So when those come out, definitely expect me to do another video on those, because Miles Morales' book, which is just called Spider-Man, is going to come out February 3rd, I think. So I'm definitely going to do a video about that, because I love Miles Morales. But yeah, so my opinion on the All New All Different Marvel Universe, just in general, I think it's going in a really good direction. I love the way Secret Wars ended, which, by the way, we are planning to do a video on the end of Secret Wars, and I guess Secret Wars as a whole, so be on the lookout for that. We'll try to get it out as soon as possible. But I feel like the All New All Different Marvel Universe is a great jumping on point for new readers, and it's great because it's a good jumping on point for new readers, and it also keeps old readers enticed with these new stories, these new flips on old characters. So if you're thinking about getting into comics, once again, I would say definitely check out the All New All Different Marvel, especially if you're thinking about specifically getting into Marvel Comics. There has never been a better time to jump on. Do it now. Go to your local comic shop. There's a Marvel Comics app on Android, on iPhone. You can get it on iPad. I'm pretty sure you can get it on Kindle too. You can also go to their website, marvel.com, and just set up an account, and you can buy comics through there and read them on your desktop, on your laptop. Like, there's never been a better time. Jump in right now. You won't regret it. It is awesome. So that's basically it for the topic of this video. Once again, I've been Bruno. This is Nerd Corner. Please remember to like and subscribe, as it really helps us out a lot. And keep an eye out for those new videos. We'll be back soon. See ya.